What it do? We back. Gonna do a little green thing today, man. Simple green smoothie. You have to forgive my energy level. You know, I usually when I break out the blender, we get a little crunk, but I'm a little tired right now. So this is gonna pick me right up, though. If you ever need to pick me up, oh yeah, good. Glad I thought of that. See how that shit work out? So I can help y'all motherfuckers. People be asking me what I can do for my energy level. Boost my energy level. Well, fuck a motherfucking Red Bull. Green smoothie is the drink for you. If you really want to boost your energy level. Naturally, that is. Speaking of naturally, while I put my ingredients in this technological advancement right here that we call the blender, I'm going to address something. Decided I might as well do it now before I take forever to get around to it. One of the sisters did a video. I'm using one avocado. One ripe avocado. Sister did a video. There's enough light in here. It's kind of dark outside. We're getting a little rain today. Give thanks. But sister did a video. She was kind of challenging this primitivism philosophy that some of us seem to endorse, but she seemed to feel that we're not quite living it. I don't know what I mean by that. I mean like this whole idea that we need to get back to nature and doing things simply and comparing ourselves to our ancestors and the way they did things or did not do things, whatever. And she made the point that a lot of us who talk like that are using things that our ancestors didn't use, like the internet, for example. And I understood where the sister was coming from. Although it was hard, sister, I might as well tell you, to not feel like you was being a little antagonistic or patronizing even. I dropped my seed. But I know how you get down with your approach. So I didn't take offense, even though I can see how some people might have. But the damn sure did sound like you was talking to me. That's how I talk. And I'm going to keep talking like that. I'm not going to stop referring to nature or to our ancestors. But as I probably said before in a previous video, I think I did, that I ain't not trying to go backwards in time either. We should be trying to move forward and learn from what our ancestors did and apply the knowledge we got now. Mix that shit, combine the knowledge we got now with the knowledge they had, and we can do greater things. That's the way I feel about it. And that's my whole stance on everything. That's why I did the video where I said fuck being natural. Because if we could just do away with that word and just stay healthy, then we'd be alright. And it's really just one of them words that just done become distorted like everything else. Like conscious and spiritual. Like we done fuck these words up, and and healthy is about to become the same way. Like it really is the same way. Like everything, that shit's been misused and distorted too. So I'm about to start back using all my words. Really, I've been sitting here thinking about it. Like I'm gonna give up conscious, because what it meant to me, for the intents and purposes when I was using it, it worked. And just because people done fucked it up, because it ain't no real, because a lot of people ain't really conscious, just like a lot of people who claim to be healthy ain't really healthy, and a lot of people who claim to be natural ain't really natural. Well, that fuck it up for everybody, but fuck that. I'm gonna use my words. Y'all just have to know what I mean when I say shit. I'm not gonna keep trying to search for other shit to say. Like, I know what I mean when I say this shit. And You know, I don't deny using technology. I'm going to make a smoothie in this blender that they did not have in ancient Africa. I'm not trying to go back to nothing. Oh, we using about, I don't know. I got some kale, shit, much as you want to use. This is a red kale, purple kale, whatever they call it. And I'm not gonna take all the stems off. Take big stems off. But yeah, I'm not. I don't have no problem using this blender or the camera or the internet or the toilet or some jeans. You know, we didn't have a lot of this shit in ancient Africa. I don't know. Maybe we need to know how far back we talking about when we say ancient Africa, because some shit we did have. We had running water. That's technology. So technology been around, like, you know, tying a blade to a stick and making a spear is technology. So, you know, the ancient Africans wasn't against technology. We're just in a different day and time. And, you know, the more we do research, we find that some of the shit we think is new, they did have back then. So, you know, we gotta think about all of that. But I understand, I'm hoping what your message was is that we need to be practicing what we preach. And if you ain't really on that shit, you shouldn't be talking that shit. And I'm totally with you on that. But I'm on that shit. If all this shit go out today, I'm great. I'm fine. I don't have no problem with it. Matter of fact, I'll probably be happier without a lot of this shit. And that's what people need to understand. I might not look like a minimalist to some people. I probably look like I got a lot of shit. Don't let that shit fool you, people. Young brothers, sisters, thinking that I'm into shit, clothes and jewelry and none of that shit. Like, I sold all that shit. Everything you see me wearing, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm sure ain't nobody ever thought about it, because this is not something uncommon. But it's a reason why I got so many Bob Marley t-shirts. And I don't just like Bob Marley t-shirts. I like Bob Marley t-shirts, but not that much. I used to sell them motherfuckers, man. It's a reason why I got a closet full of dashikis. I used to sell all of those dashikis that you see. What you see in my closet is what I had left over, or what I would get myself first. When I would buy go re-up, I always would pay myself first. I always get myself something. So that's, you just seeing what I had either left over when I closed the business down, or the shit that I took for myself when I went and bought my merch when I went to re-up. So I'm not a consumer. I'm a seller. You know, that ain't my thing. I wouldn't have all that shit if I wasn't in that business. That's the truth. Ain't no telling what I had the same old t-shirts that I was wearing 10 years ago, because I still got them. Like, this shit old. Like, I don't do no shopping. Y'all need to know that shit. Don't get this shit confused. And that's what I would hate to happen. I hate for somebody to look at this shit and be like, oh, that nigga ain't really on that. Look at him on the computer. He using the internet. How natural could he really be? And then you miss out on the message. I'm trying to help you get some shit. Even if you take it and run with it. You might take it and throw all your shit away and go full, all out. Great. And I might stay fucked up if you think I'm fucked up. Don't let that shit stop you from doing what you need to do. If it's truth in what I'm saying, it's truth in what I'm saying. If we saying this is the best way to live, whether I'm living it or not, you would be wise to listen. Like, that's my concern by your message, sister. Like, I might tell you that. I'm concerned that you might say, well, fuck what that nigga talking about, because he doing this, that, and the other. Like I said, it's plenty of shit that we all doing, from the clothes on our back to the way we do a lot of shit that's not done in nature. It was not done by our ancient ancestors. But it's a lot of things that were. Some shit is just latent DNA. Red leaf lettuce. I usually have some collards to go in here. But I ain't got none today. I'm out. So we going with the lettuce. So it's gonna be pretty kind of light. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that, really, sister. I'm using this shit because I feel like either everything in your life, either you using it or it's using you. And it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So I use these things as a tool. I use the internet to look up, to study gardening. I'm using this shit to find people that's gonna help me be more simplistic in my lifestyle. I don't plan on doing all this shit forever. My blender breakdown, I'm good. I'll eat this shit just like it is. It's a salad for me. I can eat this salad just like this. I don't have no problem with that. See, that's the problem. That's my thing. Your attachments. Fuck what you got. How much of that shit do you think you need? 'Cause I wouldn't give a fuck if something came through here and blew this whole shit away. I really don't give a fuck about none of this shit. And that's what we need to be trying to get to. Like, are you dependent on these things? Or are you just using them to get you where you need to be? And I hope that's what we're doing. Because that's what I'm doing. Whether you believe it or not, I don't care what you see me doing. I promise you, I'll be just fine butt ass naked right out there in the fucking woods with everything else. Now, why you ain't out there in the woods then, nigga? Well, because I'm trying to help people. This is the medium that we're using. So, you know, I don't really want to feel like I'm defending myself. I kind of feel like I am, because like I said, I felt like you was kind of talking to me. But I know you wasn't. But it's kind of hard for me not to take it that way, because this is how I talk too, you know. I live like that. And I strive to get better every day. Like, it was a long time, family, that I didn't have no computer. Just because everybody else had one. I just started using these social networks and shit like Facebook and shit. Like, I ain't been on that shit. I don't want to have nothing to do with that shit for years. Like, just because everybody else was on it. Like, that's just how I am with shit. But I know that I'm helping more people using these things than I could without them. And if that's my focus and my attention, then I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see no contradiction in that. I don't need this shit. We're using apple juice, and we're gonna throw some bananas in here just to sweeten it up. Oh shit, I almost forgot the sprouts. About a handful. I don't know. Spriggedies. Good handful. Why skimp on them? They look kind of wilted. Can't let them sit too long, they don't last forever. Now, banana. These are kind of small. Banana does go with leaves. In case you wonder, it's alright to mix the bananas. One of those good neutral fruits. Don't believe me? Ask a gorilla. I'm gonna do 2. Start with. Power packed, man. This is a damn. Tell me this ain't a meal, man. Can't get full of that. Got orgasmic apple juice. It's gonna be pretty big. Pretty nice size motherfucker here. Alright. thick, boy. Pretty goddamn good. That's it, shit. It's kind of light green. Got a little reddish tint. Got that red leaf in there. I'm gonna green it up. If I had some, I would have probably put some chlorella, some spirulina in there. Like I said, collard greens, I like that in there. And that shit, that's basically it. Do your green thing. Get your greens on. It's a good way to get your greens. Very good way to get your kids to get their greens. Got a problem getting them to eat the salads and shit? Whip this shit up. Put as many bananas and apple juice as you need to. Make it good for them. You know, put it in a different kind of cup with a little straw in it so they don't even see it if you have to. But I think they'll enjoy that. And be healthy. Fuck being natural. Like I said, peace.